Hi, Beach Channel. I'm Max Weiler, and we're talking Bald Guys Finance. And Scott, I think we're going to get in trouble today.
Okay.
What do you think?
We talking about women?
Yeah. Yep. Women and the differences between men and women financially. Are there any differences? Some people would say there's no differences. Do you agree with those people?
I think there's differences. Yeah.
Yes, there are differences. The facts point out. And we're not going to get into the political thing. We're not going to go all these cliche things about women only make 70% or whatever. There's all reasons for that. Good or bad, there's reasons for that. It's not because that everybody's out to get women, right?
Yeah, I think what you'll find is a lot of times women will choose professions that may or may not pay the same as some of the professions that men take on.
Yeah.
So there's, like you said, there's reasons, but the fact is women don't make as much as men in the aggregate.
Well, you've talked in the past about how doctors aren't making as much. There's more women doctors coming online than men now.
I think like 80% of the new entries into the medical field are women. Yeah.
They're picking the wrong time to become doctors. They should have done it 20 years ago.
Yeah. But
Right.
they'll still make plenty of money. And they'll make more money than most other professions.
Right.
It's just, in my opinion, it's still disproportionate to the amount of money they spend on medical school and time they spend going to medical school. So I do feel like there's a disequilibrium there that needs to get reset.
Yeah. I mean, and the other thing with a lot of people, good or bad, women take on more of the family responsibilities as far as the children rearing. Obviously, they handle giving birth. I mean, we got to be there. I like the old days when you didn't have to be there and you handed out cigars, but those days are gone.
Max, the more I think about this, the more I realize we are going to get in trouble on this episode.
Yes.
But, women represent about 80% of the buying power as a consumer.
Right.
So people say, oh, who controls the money? Well, it's a loaded question, but what is factual is that the acquisition, the purchases in a given household, 80% of those are controlled by the women. So they have huge power in that respect.
Right.
What are we spending our money on? Where's it going? Which is an interesting statistic.
Well, part of that also, Lee, is women live longer.
Yeah, I think 6 years, 6 years longer on average.
And that's when you got money near the end of life. So there's a lot more money to spend.
That's true. But I mean, even on a given, younger couple or, most financial decisions on the acquisition side, on the spending side, are made by women. 80% is what the statistics say.
I think that percentage is higher in my household.
Yeah, mine too. I have. Yes. You know how much influence I have on our spending?
Zero. So it's 100% of your household. I think 98% of my household. So
exactly.
Yeah. No,
but going back to the age difference, and as far as longevity, another interesting stat is that there's the generational wealth that's going to transfer over the next 30 years, let's say. Women will be in control of a huge proportion of that wealth transfer. So it's interesting, and I've talked to
because they live longer.
Because they live longer, and I talk to a lot of financial advisors, and they're very aware of that. And so, as part of their corporate, let's say, strategy, a lot of times, let's say a male dominated or controlled the money for the most part, and the woman and the spouse didn't, well, the guy passes away early now. So, they have strategic disciplines where they're accounting for that the wealth is going to, at least the decisions around the wealth are going to transfer, in this example, from the patriarch or the male to the spouse.
Right. So let's go back to the income side of it. So what are some of the things, we get some young women who are watching, listening, whatever else. What are some of the things that they can do to make sure that they maximize income or wealth? Some of the professions, like engineering. Engineering's is a big money-making profession. Women have not been involved in a lot of the engineer. There's more of them involved, but I still think it's only about 20% of women of engineers are women.
Yeah, and you go to this technical versus like, let's say, empathetic or like a caring component. And, I would, again,
we're already in trouble.
We're in trouble. So, but the point is, I would say women are more empathetic and will lean towards, like you mentioned earlier, let's say a medical profession.
Right.
And, things that involve, helping and supporting people. And, to your earlier point, sometimes those pay more. Like in the medical profession, the women are dominating the medical profession.
But what levels are they doing? Primary? Are they pediatricians? Because I don't think they're dominating in the surgical areas, are they?
I think if you look at like med school entries and you look at it based on, gender, I think there's a substantially larger proportion of women than men.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah.
But the specialties where you make the most money, I don't know if that's.
I don't know.
I mean, surgeons are where the money's at.
Yeah.
Even though these robots are takeover. Let's talk about some of the things we've talked about in the past. Some of the areas where we make a lot of money and are AI protected. Plumbers. How many women plumbers do you know?
I don't know one.
I've never met a woman plumber. I'm sure they're out there. What about women electricians?
No.
Those are highly paid professions. Yeah. So that's an area. And then you got some of these other, the child care things and everything else are predominantly women, and those don't pay that much.
Yeah. Well, and I think that explains why there's a disparity in, the simple fact that in general, women as a whole are not making as much as men because of some of the things that you're
some of that
up.
Yeah. And also there's been other study, and you can read, there's a million different studies on different things or whatever. Women also don't tend to volunteer for overtime as much as men do.
Yeah.
Probably because they have other duties they have to take care of at the household. They got baby rearing and kid rearing, and the husbands aren't working as much, or the husband and the traditional roles still play out in some of these things.
I would say that that's accurate, Max. I think that, it's interesting to see how, like let's say our parents' generation, if we had this conversation compared to you and I having this now. Right. We both have daughters. But, there have been like, stereotypes. There have been,
but it's changing.
It's changing a lot.
Because when our parents were going, the women made nothing.
Well, in my industry, my primarily, I focused on commercial real estate, and when I started in that business back in the mid '80s, in commercial real estate, whether it was office, industrial real estate brokerage, it was all male. I mean, there was a few females, but they were the exceptions. And now, it's not level. It's still a male-dominated, from a miracle standpoint. There's still more males in the commercial real estate business than there are women. But it's coming up. It's starting to. It's a much higher percentage of women now than when I started.
What about residential?
I
think there's more women, right?
I would flip that. Yeah.
Didn't used to be.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's a female dominated.
Yeah, I mean, big. And the top ones, I mean, Belinda's one of the top ones, female. And I think the other ones in her category or whatever else, I don't think there's any men in that category.
Well, you pulled some stats coming into this discussion about roles and, some of the traits. And did you research that and come up with those, or?
Yeah, we have some of them. I mean, the biggest things would the stuff that I pulled up were is men work more hours. That means overtime, some other things. It also means the profession end. A lot more men doing truck driving.
Yeah.
Right? A lot more men doing plumbing, engineering, things like that. Mm-hmm. So those are some of the problems. And even there's the big push, and I can hear it now. Oh God, we're going to get comments and everything else.
Oh, you're going to get comments.
A lawyer, a male lawyer, and a female lawyer, and the male lawyer makes more.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who's got the family responsibilities overall? And I would say that the female lawyer who didn't have a family or something else, I would guess makes more money. That would be my guess. Because I mean, in certain professions, the women are so good at like in real estate. there's a reason why the women are killing it in the residential real estate.
Why?
They set goals and they do it. They don't get sidetracked by anything else like guys do.
Yeah. Well, I could speak about my family, and I could tell you that I live in a house with 3 female cats, a female German Shepherd, my daughter doesn't live with us, and my wife. So I'm surrounded by women, and I would say my wife works harder than I do. She loves her career. She's passionate about it, and she's been able to have a family, raise her daughter, and have a very successful high-end luxury real estate career. But I've not met, a lot of her contemporaries that can handle that schedule. I mean, I get exhausted just thinking about what she does in a given day. And
right. And on weekends.
And on weekends, and in the evenings, and on vacation. And, so I don't know whether she's an exception to what we're talking about here, but, she's been able to pull it all together and to do all these things. And,
All right, well, let me go through some of the stats. You asked about the stats. Some of the stats, for some reason, women retire with less savings. What do you think that's attributed to?
I don't know. I don't know if that's focused on the money.
Right.
Like I mentioned, my wife, she loves work and she works long hours, but I do all the financial planning. She has no appetite or desire to analyze stocks and have a diversified portfolio or 401ks, or she just, her eyes close when I start talking about this stuff. She doesn't enjoy it. She doesn't.
Well, I have a theory too.
Yeah.
What do we love? Compound interest, right?
Right.
What happens about the time when that compound interest is taken off? Childbirth, babies, all the other stuff are coming. Women are out of the workplace during that time when compound interest is really doing its magic, right? They might enter back in, or maybe they're part-time or something, but they're not maximizing at those times.
Yeah, and I have empathy towards women who have careers and want to have families. I mean, they have a lot going on that you and I don't have to deal with. How do you have a family? When do you get pregnant? What's your window of opportunity to do that? Because there is a window where that closes. And so how do you manage all that as a woman?
Easily. You get the guy to do his fair share. That's what happens. Yeah. I mean, that's I changed my share of diapers and all the other stuff.
Right.
Get up in the middle of the night and all those things, and that's a must. I'm not complaining about it. Should.
Right.
If the lady's working or whatever else, you should be helping out with the cleaning and all the other stuff. I handle a great mop. I can mop like crazy. Yep. I can mop. Let's see some of these other things. They have smaller 401k balances, lower pension benefits, and lower lifetime Social Security benefits. That all relates to not being in the workforce for a specific amount of time, or being part-time in that workforce during things, taking those other duties. Now, this one I don't understand. Women are often more conservative investors.
Well, that's certainly true in my case. Belinda was working for Miami-Dade County when we got married. It was a great job, very conservative job from the standpoint of, you knew what you were getting paid.
Right.
You knew your hours. You knew what your pension would look like if you stayed there for X number of years, which was a very conservative model.
And where'd she put her cash before all that, before you came
Probably all into savings or, retirement stuff. But, then we got married and she saw what I was doing, which was real estate, which is probably more entrepreneurial and certainly has more risk to it. And she stepped out of her comfort zone.
Right.
But to this day, she still is, let's say, more anxious around taking risks in business ventures.
Yeah. And, she wasn't thrilled about stock investing there in the early days, right?
No.
Yeah, Lisa was Lisa buys into it or whatever else, but she was a CD kind of lady when I met her. She saves money. She's a saver, but she's not a risky investor. So she would meet these same numbers or whatever else. Shall we take a comment while I go look at the rest of these things? Let's see, comments. Yeah, I think we should discontinue comments the way they're attacking us. Oh my gosh. Here's another one related to the medical thing. Really got a bunch of stuff. I would never go to a doctor who got a DO or if they did not go to a top 5 med school. I think most people want the same. Kevin G, Miami Beach. I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I've never. I mean, if they're certified or whatever else, and they got. I mean,
yeah, I mean, like surgery is an interesting subject or topic because someone could be intellectually at the top of their class, but from a application or practical, let's say surgical technician, they may or may not be the best. There may not be a correlation between book smart and let's say practical.
I mean, the physical things. Yeah. I mean, there was we did an Emmy award winning thing about Dr. Wolf. He was a plastic surgeon at Miami Children's Hospital.
I know him, yeah.
He was magical. He was a smart guy too, but I mean, he would cut and it wouldn't even bleed.
Yeah.
How did he do that? I mean, it was magical. So you can't teach that.
Right.
Yeah. That's something that comes natural or whatever else. So as far as, I don't know anybody who goes and checks the diploma of the doctor and their credentials and everything else. Usually they get referred by somebody, or they'll go into one of these referral things online or something, and they'll check the comments. Yeah, some of the worst part of these doctors isn't their competence; it's the office staff's competence. Waiting at some of these things.
Well, I think I mean, doctors, historically have had challenges running their operation and then practicing medicine. They're usually good at the medical side, but they're not as good at the systematic organizational structure of running an office. Now, having said that, I've been to some recent hospitals that were immaculate, like Baskin Palmer. I took a relative.
Oh yeah,
in
that's
for
crazy
surgery,
how great
and
they
it was
are
like
there.
Clockwork the way they ran that operation. The new Baptist facility, they do a really good job of just the logistics of getting in and out of, let's say, a procedure. So I think they're improving that substantially.
They're working on it. But we're getting all these crazy comments. I might as well generate a few more. Okay. There's two things, doctors. One, some of their offices you're waiting forever. And two, they're terrible investors a lot of times, aren't they?
I can speak from experience that, my father was a doctor, his friends, some of them, one or two guys became very good investors, but for the most part, they're not.
They get taken a lot on big deals.
They do, because, historically they can make decent money and then, meet their buddy at the, snack bar and he's got some crazy investment that they know nothing about. So they are subject to being taken advantage of because they don't know, in a lot of cases, a good versus a bad investment.
All right, so I got some more stats for you. You're asking stats on this. Men tend to trade more as far as stocks and all that stuff. That would be, and I would live up to that. You wouldn't.
No,
you're a buy and hold till the bitter end, which works out in most cases.
I think Kathy Woods would disagree with that. The fund manager that does all the tech stocks. She's an aggressive trader.
Yeah. And let's see, there was another stat on here where we talked about the women taking career breaks. Men generally have higher financial confidence. It's not necessarily based on any skill set, but they're more confident in investing. Would you agree with that?
I would say so. Yeah, I mean, in my personal experience, yeah, I mean, I think if you look at the wealth managers or people who are in the space, I think what would be interesting is to see the demographics of a Morgan Stanley or a Goldman Sachs or one of these large investment firms. Although I think they've done a pretty good job of trying to equal up some of these demographics, but you don't want to force that. I mean, I think the industries attract certain people, and I would say predominantly. Like Wall Street, if you look at Wall Street, any old pictures of like a Wall Street floor, it's predominantly men. And why is that? I don't know. I mean, maybe it's some of the reasons that you and I are talking about.
Right. Yeah, possibly. Oh, we haven't done the clothes thing. We always get in trouble or whatever. So what do you got there? Have we already seen that? I mean, we're at show number 42 or whatever else. Do you have 42 different shirts?
No. So,
we've seen this
I'm
one
recycling
before.
this one. No, I'm recycling this one.
Have you washed it since then?
I have washed it, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
I don't know where I got it, Max. I mean, it still fits and still smells good, so I put it on today.
And are those Glory whatever from Walmart?
No, these aren't, but these shoes were $9.99.
Oh, okay.
It was
I
a giveaway.
we've seen those before, too.
You've seen them before.
And I'm violating your rule. I'm not wearing black.
You look horrible today,
I mean,
Max.
it's a cord. It's a sun shirt. We have to watch sun.
That shirt looks like it has a few years on it.
Well, we have to wear these out in the sun when we're out shooting or whatever else.
And you don't match
we'll get
either,
fried.
Max, just for the record, you don't match.
I don't match?
No.
Beige matches to everything. These BJ's wholesale pants match everything. Yep. $14.99.
Okay.
Shirt. Whatever, it works. All right. So anyway, we did that for the people who like to know. I saw one of the financial shows that I was watching. They were doing it, and they were going the other way, talking about $122 shirts and everything else. I'm going, One dude had like $2,000 worth of clothes on. Said that's my whole wardrobe. Yeah. All right. So let's finish up on this on the stats on women. Okay, we talked about women control an increasing share of the wealth. So what's that going to mean?
Well, I think you'd mentioned that another one of your stats, there's a lot of wealth managers involved. I think a lot of it's generational. Like if our parents, let's say, I would say was more historically the male would be in the workforce. And so when that male, let's say, passed away, things would go to the spouse, and if the spouse wasn't her gig to check on the financials and understand markets and things like that, then they'll intervene with a wealth manager.
And what would be the one bit of advice that you'd give them before they go to the wealth manager? I got something for them.
Well, I mean, I would
don't buy an annuity. Oh, yeah. That would be mine. Yeah. But anyway,
well, to that point, that's where a lot of people are getting taken advantage of. I mean, and I can speak from family experience where, people were sold insurance policies that, candidly were probably not sustainable. They looked good early on, but then, the premium, if anybody who had any level of intelligence would realize that the premium on a certain insurance policy was not sustainable into someone's elder years. And, I think that's where there is some questionable practices in the trade.
Their defense, those spreadsheets look so good.
They look good.
Yeah, but they're not real.
Yeah.
That's fictional reading all the way. All right, so let's recap. And one of the things in the research says women are more likely to seek financial advice, just like what you talked about. So, and they work with financial planners, don't buy the annuities. Index funds and all the other things won't go too far. So let's recap. Lifetime earnings, men higher. Life expectancy, women live longer. Mm-hmm. Retirement savings, men have a higher average retirement savings. So women, you need to save more, right? But they're going to inherit the guy's thing because he's dying early. So in the end, they have more.
Yeah. Who's the smart one there, Max?
The women.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Women, well, we already talked about they control, well, you said 80%. In your household, it's 100%. Yeah. Mine's 98%.
Yeah.
Risk tolerance. Men generally have a higher risk tolerance, which means the general rule in investing is more risk, more return.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all you son of a guns who send me emails and all saying, I got 20% return and no risk. Watch out.
Yeah.
Watch out. Career interruptions, women more likely. Financial confidence, men generally have higher financial confidence. Longevity risk, women higher. Longevity risk, does that mean the risk of living longer? Or living past your income? I think that's what that would mean. And wealth management, women's share of assets is growing. Yep. Women are going to own the world. They already do. Yeah. Yep. So I think we covered it. Did we get in trouble?
I'm sure you did.
I did.
Yeah, I'm sure I probably did too.
Yeah.
I'm sure I probably did too. But,
so we covered a tough subject, which has a lot of politics involved in it, and I don't think we brushed too hard against any of that.
I don't think. I think it was.
We tried to stay right into the line or whatever else. So, all right, B Channel, that's been Bald Guys Finance, and I'm Max Weiler. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like the video, follow the channel, and leave a comment. Scott loves comments. Watch Bald Guys Finance on the Beach Channel, on YouTube, Spotify, and Facebook. Follow our Instagram and TikTok for more.